uncbands.org.
Hello everyone, my name is Juan Alamo from UNC Chapel Hill, and today I would like to talk about snare drum. More specifically, I would like to talk about playing areas and dynamics and connect this information to the four different strokes that we use for snare drum: the downstroke, the full stroke, tap, and up strokes. So there's mainly three different playing areas. You can play on the center of the drum when you had to play like four soundos, triple forte, louder dynamic. You want to use that area of the drum. Then the next area will be in between the edge and the center, more or less around here. This is sort of a general playing area. This is where I personally play for the most part. Most of my playing happens around here. And then if I had to play soft, then I move a little bit closer to the edge. Not completely on the edge, because you don't get, most drums you won't get any resonance from the strings on the bottom. But around here where you can still hear the snares. I should also emphasize that you should be able to play any dynamic on those three playing areas. But most people will sort of use those three playing areas, and most people will play piano close to the edge as opposed to the middle of the drum, where it's a little bit more harder to control. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is how to use those four strokes that I mentioned at the beginning of the video: the full stroke, downstroke, tap, and up strokes. So if I'm playing quarter notes and it's double forte, then I will be using a full stroke. If I have to use play quarter notes but only using playing piano, then I will be using taps, and I will play them closer to the head of the drum. Okay. Now, if I had to, for instance, play those quarter notes, the first one is forte, then the next two piano, and the third one is mezzo forte, then I had to combine. So my first stroke will be a full stroke, and it's actually more like a downstroke, because I have to keep it down for the next note. I will do it in slow motion. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to my up position to start that whole measure again. Forte, piano, piano, mezzo forte. So forte, piano, piano, mezzo forte, and forte. And I basically employ all the strokes in there. So I will do one measure of forte, then one measure of piano, and then we'll do one measure forte, piano, piano, mezzo forte, and back to forte. 1, 2, 4, and back on one again. And that's more or less how you use the four strokes that I mentioned before: the full stroke, downstroke, tap, and up strokes. And going back to the playing areas, so forte will be more or less middle of the drum. Mezzo forte will be more or less in between the edge and the middle, and then for piano I get closer to the edge of the drum, and that would be, the ideal playing area for that. All right. So if you have any questions, you can always contact me to my school email, jalamo.email.unc.edu. Thank you for watching.
uncbands.org.